Random rewards are so sweet, honey's all that I can see. Blame nature, why don't you? I make no apology, I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire, I'm not weak or lazy. I'm like electricity, I'm the path of least resistance. Always lies the way for me, I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, Dutch, Dutch Daddy, yeah. Dancing Teslas and SpaceX, this techno king is on a roll. There is no shame in his game. He's having fun, he's in control. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch Daddy, yeah. I see stars when I hear Dutch. Forget the moon, I'm off to Mars. Cash is trash, is confetti, so dollar bills can kiss my. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch Daddy, yeah. Random rewards are so sweet, honey's all that I can see. Blame nature, why don't you? I make no apology, I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire, I'm not weak or lazy. I'm like electricity, I'm the path of least resistance. Always lies the way for me, I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch Daddy, yeah. Dancing Teslas and SpaceX, this techno king is on a roll. There is no shame in his game. He's having fun, he's in control. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch Daddy, yeah. I see stars when I hear Dutch. Forget the moon, I'm off to Mars. Cash is trash, is confetti, so dollar bills can kiss my. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch Daddy, yeah.
Short, all systems continuing to function well.
Random rewards are so sweet. Honey's all that I can see. Blame nature, why don't you? I make no apology. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. I'm not weak or lazy. I'm like electricity on the path of least resistance. Always lies the way for me. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. Dancing Teslas and SpaceX. This techno king is on a roll. There is no shame in his game. He's having fun, he's in control. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. I see stars when I hear Dodge. Forget the moon, I'm off to Mars. Cash is trash, is confetti. So dollar bills can kiss my go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah.
Burning 11,000 pounds of propellant per second. The main engines are working just as expected. The three fuel cells are generating power, and three auxiliary power units are all producing pressure. In short, all systems continuing to function well.
Random rewards are so sweet. Honey's all that I can see. Blame nature, why don't you? I make no apology. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. I'm not weak or lazy. I'm like electricity on the path of least resistance. Always lies the way for me. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. Dancing Teslas and SpaceX. This techno king is on a roll. There is no shame in his game. He's having fun, he's in control. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. I see stars when I hear Dodge. Forget the moon, I'm off to Mars. Cash is trash, is confetti. So dollar bills can kiss my go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah.
Burning 11,000 pounds of propellant per second. The main engines are working just as expected. The three fuel cells are generating power, and three auxiliary power units are all producing pressure. In short,
Random rewards are so sweet, honey's all that I can see. Blame nature, why don't you? I make no apology, I'm in love with a meme about as real as that dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire, I'm not weak or lazy. I'm like electricity, I'm the path of least resistance. Always lies the way for me, I'm in love with a meme about as real as that dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Daddy, yeah. Dancing Teslas and SpaceX, he's technically his on our own. There is no shame in his game. He's having fun, he's in control. I'm in love with a meme about as real as that dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Daddy, yeah. I see stars when I hear Dutch. Forget the moon, I'm off to my cashy stretches confetti. So dollar bills can kiss my go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch, 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 Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, 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 Dutch. Go Dutch.
I like cryptocurrencies a little less than you do. And so, to me, it's just dementia. And I think the people who are professional traders that go into trading cryptocurrencies, it's just disgusting. It's like somebody else is trading turds and you decide I can't be left out.
Noise, 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 noise.
Shut the noise up.
Give me music, 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 music. The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamin to painkiller. The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamin to painkiller.
The signal is the truth. The noise is what distracts us from the truth.
The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamin to painkiller. The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamin to painkiller.
Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening with Bitcoin, altcoins and everything else. Guys, it is actually happening. We are getting out of the accumulation zone. So today we're gonna talk about it, what to expect next. And I just posted on Twitter, VIP stream live, because it is a little bit important, you know, to know what do we expect right now to happen. It is great move towards upside. We had the spring that we've been waiting for so long. I even made a video about, you know, Wyckoff correlation pattern and stuff like that, right? But the spring is very, very important. It is a very powerful move. It does happen oftentimes before certain levels are broken towards upside or downside. So, you know, it is good time to be alive. The accumulation zone is done. everybody here is still a blue ball, but the blue balls, you know, you will only get the chance to be a blue ball in, you know, in 4 years time down the road. So, you know, you don't get often time to be a blue ball, but right now, you know, we are still blue balls. We are still at 26k, you know, it's still, you know, in the accumulation zone up here. And there might be time, and I will tell you where we might actually dump towards the downside, you know, and you might buy the blue balls. But it is looking good, and you see here on the chart 272 bars. This is a daily time frame. That's exactly 9 months. So we're gonna talk about that. The accumulation zone, the stop. You know, once we got into accumulation zone, this is the end of the accumulation zone. This is the first move that's you know, starting the bull market towards upside. This is what we have been, you know, trying to get through. And, you know, accumulation zones are oftentimes very, very bearish, and as you just saw just before the move towards upside, banks are falling, the world is crashing, financial situation, the world is going down, and what do? We pump, guys, we pump. So lesson to be learned: don't read the news, read the charts. Look for patterns, look for, you know, this kind of stuff. It is beautiful. It is actually, you know, everything we could you know, want from the charts. Right now we are going for this very, very nice pivot point that we are gonna make. That's gonna be very, very important. So we're gonna talk about Bitcoin, we're gonna talk about, you know, accumulation zones, how this might actually unfold. It is an important video to notice, because at one point you will have to sell. And we are not even talking about, you know, the top of the bull market in 2025. We're just talking about the next move up here right now that's happening. Guys, who is in the chat? Linda, good morning from UK. Hope you're all having a nice day. It's a beautiful day here. It's actually snowstorm here in Norway, so everybody, you know, everybody's cars is, you know, stuck in the snow. You know, cops are going forward and back, you know, trying to, you know, get get people to calm down. So, but it is beautiful for me. I'm smiling, you know, from ear to ear. You know, it is very nice. Yo, what's up? The green is gonna be. How you doing, man? Prison, we will moon. We are already mooning. We are already mooning. You can see up here on the chart, like it is going straight towards upside. When Bugatti Fed Day challenge, very, very soon, very soon. I do hope they make, you know, Bugattis with, you know, 5 seats soon. Jagger Mario, morning. How you doing, Jagger? Oh no, it's Dodge Daddy. Yeah, but it's not Dodge Daddy at the top. I mean, it does look like a, you know, topish a little bit, but, you know, we are breaking resistance. It's okay, it's okay. We can play Dodge Daddy right now. Morning, Krista, what's up? BTC is so inconsiderate for me to be away to do its move. It's always like that. As soon as you relax a little bit, it does something. Morning, Legend. Morning, one last. How you doing, man? Good morning, Frederick. Vad sker? It pimps. Yeah, it pimps. Respect the pump. Football dream. Thomas, good morning, man. Sam, that's my man. How you doing, man? As Adopter Island. Martin Gould. When Dodge Daddy is playing, you know that what that means. Yeah, exactly. That's Antra plan. What's up? The gentleman, you got a new date, 20th of April. Remember the date, 20 April. Thank you, Mladen. Yeah, S is still thanking Mladen. Dimut first, what's up? Johnny G, hello, how you doing, man? On the dollar, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I had this thing with the electrician that I had to take care of. So, you know, that took a little bit of time. This music is absolutely next level out. Nice, making Bitcoin pump. Exactly. Johnny, trading tours. Play the Solar, great music. Yeah, we might play Solar at the end of it. It is a great, you know, pump song. Getting worrying, TLI is becoming very bullish. I'm not very coming. I've been bullish down here at, you know, for a while right now, but I'm not euphoric just yet. I'm still a little bit in fear that it can, you know, pull down and stuff like that. So it's very good. Down here, as you know, down here I was extremely bearish, and you know, and I even said on the stream, every time I am that, you know, it might be some kind of bottom because, you know, I'm extremely bearish. I was thinking you are thanking me because I was bullish and posting bullish charts in the group for everyone who's you the man. And the group. Banks getting bailed out, money printing machine goes brrr. Exactly. Which insane person would long these green candles? The people that want, you know, the pump, the people that want, you know, the buy pump, the people that didn't, that are not blue balls. Kitty Kush, bull market, yeah. Mr. Mo Money, hi, how you doing? Gort, 4 days to the new moon, 4 days. But it's not this new moon, it's the next new moon that's gonna be the problem. 20 April, that's the problem moon. Roaming Nomad, Printer Smoking Hot, Ben, hi, how you doing, man? There we go, 7 people in the chat, 16 likes. Hit the like button if you like the pump. Hit the like button if you like the pump. So we're gonna talk about, you know, what's happening on the chart. Who said let's go up slowly? Remember, guys, price always goes towards the upside faster and goes down. Like all of these, you know, small pumps, all of these bleeding towards downside, you know, these move to, you know, this pump from, you know, 16k up to the 27k came in 2 big pumps. Everything else was, you know, towards downside. Everything else was, you know, kind of scammy, but price always moves towards upside faster than towards downside, and it needs to do that because it cannot allow everybody to buy. You need liquidity at the top, so you need to move up very fast. You need to move up very fast so people FOMO in at the top and provide liquidity where you can sell. So the price always needs to go up faster than it goes down. And at the tops, of course, it needs to go up, you know, it needs to go down faster than it goes up. So when in the start it goes up faster, but when it comes towards the top, the moves down are faster than the moves towards the upside because you are getting bearish, right? But on the bottom side, the moves towards upside are always bigger and faster than the moves towards downside. The moves towards downside is the bleeding. That's the worst kind of, you know, bear market you can have. The bleeding, slow bleed towards downside. You know, people lose confidence, people lose you know, hope, and that's what bear market does to you. You know, it makes you lose hope, it makes you become fearful, it makes you sell, it makes you go away, it removes you, you know, it removes the weak hands from the market. So the price going towards the downside slowly is actually very good for us, because once we start pumping, of course, we pump like crazy, and price moves very, very fast towards the upside. So everybody misses the pumps. Now, as we already know, Crypto Savvy is gonna be crying in bed because, you know, he and all of his followers are gonna be crying. But I have nothing up against bears, guys. I have nothing against bears, and the bears are definitely legit, you know, place to have. What I have against is people who refuse to accept that there is a chance, you know, for the upside, right? So bears that are refusing to acknowledge that there is a, you know, very good chance that, you know, we might pump. You know, and the TA that these guys are doing, Crypto Savvy, I haven't seen Cups TA, like it's crap TA. I gotta say it's crap TA. Along yesterday, just before the pump, nice. What do you think about Alex Becker latest tweet? I don't follow Alex Becker. I stopped following Alex Becker a long time ago because that guy is the negativity itself. You know, you don't want that kind of people in your life. So, you know, just don't follow Alex Becker. It doesn't matter what he says. There are other people that says the same thing or, you know, something similar. But, you know, Alex Becker is negativity itself. So don't follow Alex Becker. That said, it looks very beautiful, guys. If you remember, back in June, down here at the bottom, I started buying over here, right on this bottom up here. I did not start by, you know, buying at 18k. It was around 20k. I was like, this is the bottom down here. Overextension, you know, we are getting into accumulation zone. 1k 1 minute candle coming exactly. So this bottom down here, we start talking about you know, we even made the video saying welcome to accumulation zone. This is where it starts. Accumulation zone is gonna last between 3 to 6 months, 9 months. This lasted 272 bars on the daily time frame. 272 bars divided by 30 month is exactly 9 months. Exactly almost 9 months on the dollar. We have been in accumulation zone, and right now we are getting out of the accumulation zone. How do we know that we are getting into out of the accumulation zone? Well, we got a spring, we got a top high, we got a low down there, right? We you know, this over here, entire move up here was accumulation zone. Even this move towards the downside down here, even this move towards the downside, entire move up here was accumulation zone. And right now, the breakout up here above this range, above these highs, above, you know, and bouncing off of these lows, above bouncing off of the 20 moving average, this move towards the upside is the move that's gonna get us out of the accumulation zone. Unfortunately for everybody else, they didn't buy the lows and stuff like that. They didn't load up. You know, right now they have to FOMO in. So everybody following Capo, everybody following Crypto Savvy, everybody following Perma Bears, everybody being in fear and who sold, they need to FOMO in, and they need to provide the liquidity for people who are gonna sell the tops. But accumulation zone did last for 9 months, and it is playing out almost, you know, how we actually, you know, expected this to play out. It is very, very nice, and as you can see here, you know, oftentimes these things do tend to play for a while. Now this bottom zone up here lasted for, you know, 20 days, and this bottom down here, sorry, this is weekly time frame, it's not 20 days, it's a little bit longer than that. 131 days. So this bottom down here was actually a lot, you know, shorter. How much is 131 days? 131 days divided by 30, yeah, 4 months, four and a half months, this bottom down here. But if you go down to 2014-15 bottom, this is from the video from yesterday, over here, this bottom down here, you know, from the very bottom down here to the, you know, we got out of national 281 bars, and 281 bars is 9 months, so we are expecting some kind of 9 months, you know, 3, 6, 9 months move to get out of accumulation zone. The important thing is that we are getting out of the accumulation zone right now, and it's pretty much over. It's pretty much over. The move, we have a spring. We have, you know, we did what we had to do on the down here on the bottom. Everybody who has been, you know, waiting to buy, they bought. You know, big money have bought. Big money have stocked up on the Bitcoin. So right now there is no other way to go than up towards the upside. We also been talking about liquidity on the downside. Where is there a liquidity to be picked up? There has been liquidity over here. You know that this liquidity up here got picked up by this move up here. Then this move down here created liquidity over here. After it, you know, eliminated this liquidity, created liquidity over here. Then this move towards the upside created liquidity down here below. We did that with the move, so this liquidity is gone. Right now the only liquidity on the downside, this one down here. But as I also explained, there is no need to go down to 14-15k to pick up that liquidity as well, because at any kind of bottom there will be some kind of bottom somewhere on some kind of chart where the liquidity is never picked up. And right now my, you know, strongest belief right now is that this liquidity over here is never gonna get picked up, at least not until some kind of black swan event, some kind of next bear market or something like that. So this liquidity down here at 14-15k, whoever bought a 16k, you know, great job. But you know, this liquidity on the downside will never get picked up, because not all you know, right now we are breaking this highs up here, and there is no I don't see any move towards downside. As you saw right now, we are playing Dodge Daddy, we are playing, you know, good you know, feel music. So there is literally no reason to go towards downside. Like you can go down here and pick liquidity over here, you know, 10-14k, but once you do that sorry about that. But once you do that, go up, then there is a liquidity down here, and people will be talking about, yeah, but we gotta go down there to pick up that liquidity. Then you create, you know, new liquidity area down here. You know, some liquidity will never get picked up. That's the point. So we picked up everything we could pick up on the move towards downside. We stacked up what you could stack up, even up here. Most bearish times up here, I want to sell, and we got to go towards upside, right? We go towards upside. So it is a great move up here. As right now, as you can see up here, we are breaking this, you know, tops up here. If you go to the weekly time frame, it does look beautiful up here. You'll also see that we are right now above 200 moving average, 50, 10 moving average. This on the weekly time frame. Today is Friday, so you know, even CME future chart is above 50, 10, and 200 moving average. Of course, we can dump. I'm not saying that that cannot happen, but it does look good. And if something, you know, terrible needs to happen, price needs to show some kind of, you know, crappy weakness, you know, and it's only that kind of you know, stuff that we can actually dump and go towards downside. Will this be, you know, spring towards downside? Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. Not right now. Right now Bitcoin is up 7.3%. It does look beautiful. So this chart up here on the weekly time frame does also exploding towards upside. We still got a higher high up here as well. There is no divergence on the chart. We got a low and we got a higher low. We got a spring up here towards the upside. And I also said, if you looked at this chart, like if this was some kind of shitcoin that you wanted to buy, this is the most beautiful chart that you can actually find on the, you know, see on some kind of shitcoin, because not only did it break this, you know, huge downtrend, it did break this, the, you know, trend over here, retested that, and right now having a spring towards the upside, breaking the resistance up here at the top at 24.7, it exploding towards the upside. It is the most beautiful chart right now. That you can actually find. It is super nice. It is beautiful. It is the, if this was a shitcoin, I said this would be, you know, the chart to buy. Right, we got also this week on the downside that creates a pivot point on the downside. It is important thing to, you know, follow and look at, because this right now is giving us support level over here. So it might be something like this over here where we have a support right now that's you know, kicking us towards upside. But you know, when this moves up, can it go back down to 25k? Definitely can. If it goes up, you know, higher up here, If it goes up higher, it's some kind of 26k up here, you know, it can go down again 20, you know, sorry, if it goes up to, you know, 46k, 47, it can go down to, you know, 26k. This line up here is very important to follow. It can even dump over here and, you know, extreme bearishness will occur, but it's important to, you know, remember that there is a line down here right now that's giving us support. So even if this move down here comes, you know, right now it looks like, you know, the bottom is at, you know, again at 20k over here, if for whatever. So we don't want to break this trend over here. There's another line up here that's very nice. Up here, something like this over here, I think. Yeah, this line up here. So, you know, we don't want to, definitely don't want to break these lines over here. So this trend line over here and this very, you know, slightly curved towards the upside line, we don't want to break that. But it does look beautiful. It is a beautiful chart. And what I want to talk in this video, you know, beside everything that I just talked about, is how high this actually can go, what we can expect next. And this is the most important part of the video, guys. So what do we expect right now to happen after, you know, ending the accumulation zone? Because this is accumulation zone. There is no other way to look at it beside the accumulation zone. We had a downtrend over here. We had a downtrend that, you know, that downtrend over here broke over here, right? Then we had this, you know, exhaustion pattern towards the downside that broke up here. Then we had this, you know, consolidation pattern with a, you know, spring towards the upside that right now breaking towards the upside here. So everything, you know, the chart is curving towards the upside. It is very, very nice. But what to expect next? Well, we are getting out of the accumulation zone. You can see here these two tops up here at 24.3. Right now we are breaking with confidence with a big green candle and probably with the volume, I should assume. Yeah, there is a big volume up here. Let me see another chart up here. Yeah, the volume is very, very nice on the weekly time frame. Let me see daily time frame up here. It exploded up here towards upside, small consolidation up here, and right now it's continuing towards upside as well. So the chart is moving towards upside, 100% definitely moving towards upside. So what can we expect right now to happen? Let me tell you a story about how the first time I got blocked on Twitter. So it was 2019. It was back down here. It was 2019. We are coming into this, you know, parabolic move up here towards the top. And there was this guy that was talking about pivot points, right? He was like, yeah, this is just another, you know, pivot point before we go down and stuff like that. I was like, no, you are wrong. This is going to the moon. This is the bull market, you know, and I was expecting just, you know, full moon to, you know, full, you know, rush towards the upside. And that didn't happen. He was right. I was wrong, but I learned my lesson. But he blocked me after that because, you know, he was like, who the F is this guy, you know, talking to me, you know, with 4 years of, you know, education in financial markets and, you know, technical analysis. Like, he had, you know, resume, you know, all over the place. But, you know, I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson, so I want to learn you the lesson, what's going to happen, or what I at least think is going to happen. You know, since this time up here, you know, I did learn a whole bunch of about technical analysis, you know, about markets and stuff like that. But this is what we are expecting right now. So when you let me go to another chart up here, because this is history, so we can look at some other charts up here. I'll have a little bit wrong, so you can see what happened up here. We had this accumulation zone, and I would assume that this over here was also accumulation zone, but you know, the real accumulation zone started down here at the bottoms over here towards downside. You can see here, once we you know, broke that towards upside, we went, you know, very stupidly towards upside. So what happens up here, once you break the accumulation zone, oftentimes there is a huge amount of euphoria, of bullishness, crypto saving FOMOing in, capo FOMOing in, everybody FOMOing, your grandma, your mom, everybody thinks this is gonna go to the moon. And of course, we right now know that, you know, psychologically, that the euphoria phases often get sold out. It depends on how big the euphoria is. It depends on how big the bullishness is. It depends on how, you know, how much extensions do we have. It depends on a lot of factors. But the important thing to know is there will become a point where we will pull back down towards downside. The same thing happened back down here in 2015, 14-15, down here at the bottom, right? Once we broke the bottoms down here, right? So this was accumulation phase up here that we've been talking about, that this right now phase looks the same. Once you break that, you have this explosion towards the upside this week. It got sold off immediately. It went up. It went to some kind of, you know, rising consolidation jam. But the important thing is it got sold off until it again broke that towards the upside. Until again it broke that towards the upside. There are two pivot points up here on the chart. This is this one, and then you have this pivot point up here. And once it broke, because this was a parabolic move that was happening here, so there have been 2 points up here. You can see up here, this is a lot nicer, you know, trend line than this one over here. this one over here, or this one up here. You know, people have been, you know, looking at something like this, and you can look at something like this as well, because it looks like, you know, you hit some kind of level up here, you try to break that, you consolidate and go towards the upside, but this line up here, it does look a lot more, you know, convincing up here. So what happens up here, we go to some kind of level up here towards top this level, this pivot point that gets created, it creates some kind of line. That line will be resistance line. It can go down a lot along towards downside, as we will see. You break that line, you retest that line, and then you continue to move towards upside. And this is actually over here when the second phase of the third phase of the move starts. So the first phase is the accumulation phase. The second phase is once you break out the accumulation phase and you know, created this pivot point. That's the second phase. And the third phase is once you break this towards the upside again. And then that move, as you can see up here, after that, it just you know, it continued, you know, exploding towards the upside. So right now we are in the second phase of this move that's gonna happen. How this is gonna play out, it can play out a little bit differently, so we're gonna explain a little bit about that. But this is the 2019 move up here. We came out of the accumulation zone. We had the, you know, second phase up here. The second phase was entire this move up here. That's the second phase, and the third phase is all the way up here towards the top. That's the third phase. So these three phases, you know, the accumulation, the markup, and you know, euphoric explosion towards upside, you know, they go in like 3-4 phases, you know, depends a little bit. But the second phase right now, that's what we are looking to make right now. So we are looking to make this pivot point that's going to tell us where the line is going to be. If you look at 2019 chart over here and look at these very nice lines, but you're gonna see it, you know, just like back down here, just like back down in 2015 bottom down here. Let me just zoom in very nicely up here. Just like in this bottom over here, we consolidated below the line, we broke that and had a retest over here and towards the upside, right? In 2019 the same thing happened. The same thing happened in 2019 up here. We went down here, we created a pivot point, we broke that, retested that, and, you know, moved towards the upside, right? So there will be a line that will be created on the chart that we are looking for, that will create this pivot point that we are looking for, that's gonna tell us at what point we're gonna, you know, continue towards upside, you know, continue towards upside and have this parabolic move towards upside, right? And then once we start going towards upside here, there's, you know, previous stop up here that's also important resistance level. But the most important part up here is this, you know, trend line that's going to be created right now with this the next pivot point. So let's say up here also, over here you'll see that there was a lot of you know, trying to get back above these previous highs up here. So you can see up here also the previous you know, highs are going to act as a resistance. Over here you can see here a lot of, you know, rejections, a lot of, you know, bearishness. Oh, we are going to parabolic, you know, dump down to 10k. Crypto say we will be again screaming at 39k, how we are going back down to 10k. You know, there is that. But once you break that here, there is nothing left. There is nothing left. So how is this going to play out in our case? As we just saw, what we are trying to do up here is create a pivot point up here. Now, Mladen says that the pivot point is going to come back up here at 46k. And there is a good reason for that, because the previous time over here, it went up to the yearly close or something like that. Mladen, can you find the chart so I can show the chart, you know, to the people? If you have the chart, the 46% charts, if you have the chart, if you can link it down in the chat, I'll show it to the people. It is very nice chart on 46%. But, you know, whether that's going to be all the way up there or not, that kind of depends. But there will be some kind of point somewhere on the chart, whether that's a 50k, at 30k or something like that. The move towards upside will create this pivot point, wherever that pivot comes, and might play out differently. It might just be like, you know, some kind of consolidation on below line and then you know, breakout, retest, and, you know, towards the upside. Or it might be a full-blown, you know, full-blown capitulation like we had over here in 2019, where we had a corona up, right? We went up, we created a pivot point up here, right? We created a pivot point up here. We went, you know, on there, and then we had, you know, full-blown capitulation on the Black Swan event, corona up, and then right back up there again. So will the, you know, Black Swan event happen? Will we do the move up here and then go towards the downside? That depends to be seen. We don't know, it's too far into the future how this is gonna play out. Will there be a Black Swan event? Will there be a crash below the 20k? Because once we create, you gotta understand this also, once this pivot point is created, once we come to some kind of top, there is a reason to go even lower than previous lows. there it can do that. We can go back down to 10k. Right now we cannot go down to 10k because there is no liquidity that picked up. But once we come here and there is a lot of euphoria kicking in and a lot of people buy, and you know, your mom, your grandma, and everybody gets in, then we might have a, you know, financial crisis where everything drops down, because right now they're still printing money. The bank survived, they got bailed out or bailed in or whatever the name they're using right now. So once we actually have this top up here, the pivot point up here, then we can say, and once this pivot point is confirmed, where we have the pivot point, then we can definitely see some new lows over here. I'm not saying that cannot happen, I'm saying that can happen, but we need to see the price being bearish, we need to see fear, we need to see move, we need to see some kind of black swan event, we need to see something, right? So will that actually happen or not happen? We gotta see that. But the first move that we are looking for right now, and that's happening right now, and that's why I'm so excited about it, is because we are getting out of the accumulation zone. Let's go to another chart up here. We are getting out of this accumulation zone down here towards upside, and right now we are creating this top up here. So whether the top is going to come up here at 30k, you know, 36k, 40k, 40, you know, 48, 46k, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because we will be following the price. We will be looking for the moves. We will be looking for psychological top, the euphoria, the bullishness, you know, that kind of stuff. We will look for some kind of extension as all the other, you know, stuff. But once we get to the top, you gotta understand that after that, it can drop down significantly after that. Because once you get to the top, the people that bought down here, they're gonna try to rotate the money, because a lot of people are still gonna be hodling the move down. I am pretty sure about that. A lot of people are gonna be hodling the move towards the downside, and I know that. But you gotta understand that a lot of people who knows what's happening, like we do, they will be selling the top. Now, once you start selling the top up here, not once you start, but you know, once people start selling the top up here, it might have a big move towards the downside. It is important to notice that this move towards the downside doesn't have to do this. It doesn't have to be prior move over here, where it just go into up here and continue towards the downside. What can happen, and I'm not, you know, saying that this cannot happen, what can happen right now over here on the chart is something that has never happened before, because we have seen that stuff that has never happened before has started happening on Bitcoin. Going below 200 weekly moving average, never happened before. Going below, sorry, 50 moving average, or 200 moving average. Which moving average? Weekly. Going below 200 moving average on the weekly, never happened before. Going below the previous lows, never happened before. So Bitcoin is doing stuff that has never happened before, and we gotta assume that that can actually continue. So the pivot point right now that's gonna happen, or that we are assuming is gonna happen, is just one of the theories that we think that actually might happen. It does not have to happen. This can definitely create a parabolic move right now towards 100k and be done with it. It might do a parabolic move to 100k and be done with the entire bull market before the, you know, before the actually 2025 top as usual. It might do it faster and stuff like that, right? So we might see something like this over here, you know, where price goes just, you know, straight towards upside, 100k, and then, you know, you hit it before the 2025. Where is 2025 up here? This is 2024, 25, give or take, up here. So over here we are expecting a bull market top, right? But what if we just go towards upside without this, you know, standardized move towards upside up here, where we get to the bull market top? If you are following, you know, Bitcoin chart, what if there is just, you know, slow move towards upside, we just explodes towards upside even before the, you know, 2025? Maybe right now get some kind of top up here before 2025, a lot sooner, in 2024, right after the halving, just go up here, and then people ask, oh, it's gonna go up and then go up here, and you know, double top up here, and it just goes down. It can happen. So we already know right now that there are ways that this can play out, but right now the most likely scenario is the pivot point, because we don't see any other reason why there should not be a pivot point. Right now we are looking for the pivot point. Now we have some kind of very nice lines up here. You can see these, you know, these stops up here. These tops up here, so you know, these lines will be acting as a resistance level. So you know, you might actually have a top up here where it pull down, right? these are very nice you know, lines up here right now. You know, this is over here right now. You know, we can definitely assume where, you know, some kind of pivot points might or might not happen. 36, 39 k, right? Because these are already making these lines, right? There might be other lines up here, right? There might this line be this line up here, give or take, right now a little bit towards downside over here, maybe a little bit towards upside up here, maybe something like this, give or take, you know. So this might be also be a pivot point where we go up here, 44, 49, 5, 46k. You know, we don't know. We actually don't know where the pivot. Like, we have, you know, trend lines, we have support and resistance line, we know where we might actually hit it, but we don't know actually where it goes. The other scenario is, because right now we have this, you know, these two, you know, higher highs on the chart, we might actually go all the way up to some kind of, you know, 85k, and that might be the pivot point where we pull down over here and then, you know, again go up here towards upside, and this becomes, you know, you know, the last part. So, you know, so how big this move is gonna be, the 30k, 40k, 85k, and I'm not saying that 85k is out of the picture. Like, it's not probable right now because we don't see the chart. What I'm saying that this pivot point that's gonna come, we need to find it. We need to see the trend breaking. We need to know that the pivot point is done, and we need to follow that, because once it's done, we can draw very nice lines. We can figure out the next part of this, you know, after accumulation, the next part, how it's gonna play out. And that is going to tell us also in the future, you know, when we are going to have this last phase, the third phase of the bull market, towards the upside, towards the, you know, top of the bull market. But can we go all the way up to 85k? We can. 46k, yes. 30k, yes. But we don't know. Very important to know. But the important, again, there are so many important things, but the most important thing is that we are actually on the weekly time frame breaking everything towards upside. Literally everything on the weekly is breaking right now towards upside. Entire accumulation phase is falling apart. We are above the, you know, we bounced off the 20 moving average, 10, 50 moving average, breaking that. Tops up here, breaking that. 200 moving average, breaking that. As long as we in the next 2 days, close above up here, above what's that, 25.3 or something like that, we are good. We are looking for the pivot top, guys, and that's the most important thing to know. I'm still in fear because of 21-22. I hate that. What's 21-20? Yeah. So the 21-22 did you know, wreck us big time. So, you know, people are lit. I love days like this where I am up 3k. Linda, nice. I like that you're up. Look at it. Illustrious green candle. Yeah, look at that illustrious green candle. You can breathe now, doctor. Thanks, you Huffy. I get so excited. I'm excited about price moving towards upside. I'm not euphoric yet because the money has not been made, but the altcoins are definitely reacting not as good as Bitcoin. If you wonder what, and oftentimes it is the it is almost the rule that altcoins pump after Bitcoin. It is almost the rule that after accumulation zone, Bitcoin always pumps the most. And as you can see right now, being in Bitcoin right now is more useful than being in anything else, because Bitcoin is pumping always first. After that comes, you know, Bitcoin start pumping, and then the smaller coins, and you know, then your shit coins and altcoins and meme coins, you know, come at last, you know, when euphoria sets in, because people that have bought Bitcoin and Ethereum, right, these Bitcoins, at this pivot point, they will start selling. They will be, you know, switching the money from the Bitcoins that pumped first into, you know, bigger altcoins. And then that didn't pump that much yet, and then it will be moving to those. So smart money is, you know, rotating the money towards downside before they actually get out of the market entirely and let it, you know, crash towards downside. So you'll see Bitcoin pumping up, and then switching money to lower altcoins, then pumping everything, and everything goes towards downside. So altcoins are right now, as they should be, pumping less than Bitcoin is. Like 3 to 5% is normal. Like there are coins that are above 10%, but very rarely. 8, 7, 8, 9, 10% also rarely. So all the money right now is pumping Bitcoin towards the upside. What about today? How much is there? Yeah, today is a little bit tricky to say, but over here we might already come into some kind of top up here. So we are not actually been focusing too much on today. But, you know, it does look very, very nice. As long as we don't dump towards the downside, it does look nice up here. Let's see up here on the daily time frame. There is no divergence on daily right now. Daily is actually hitting very highs up here, you know, 70 levels up here. Will we do another consolidation up here, but you know, all dump down again, get everybody in fear, do another week towards the upside? It depends, guys. Could we go down? Yes, we can. What did we say last time? The fear can kick in when we break the support levels. So there is a support line over here. We do not want to break. We do not. So right now we can definitely still fall down to some kind of, you know, 22.5 levels, and it will still be fine as long as we are above this resistance line. Support line. Everything is fine. Not only that, as long as we are right now above this 10, 20, 50 moving average, you know, we are actually very good. So we can say right now that you know, 23k is the lowest we should actually go. We don't want to go below the moving averages, big moving averages on the daily time frame, stuff like that after this move towards upside. So it does actually looks very, very nice. On the 4-hourly, we are creating right now a trend over here towards upside. So we can lose this trend up here towards downside over here. It can still pull us towards downside up here. There will be another trend over here, of course, but we don't want to go below 23k. Pullbacks are normal. You know, any kind of, you know, option has pullbacks and stuff like that, right? But breaking important support lines, it's not okay. Now we are not even close to breaking important support lines. There is the pullbacks can come, but you know, until we break important support levels, nothing is actually happening. That said, an important support level up here on the weekly time frame is going back down below on the weekly time frame below 24k. We might wick down here, but you know, closing back below this line is not actually a good thing, right? So going back down here below this line is not a good thing. There is also 50 and 10 moving average around, you know, 23k. So I would say, you know, closing back again below 23k is actually a very bad thing to do. But big lines are not broken. Small lines, you know, 4-hourly, daily, stuff like that, they get, you know, the options get broken. It pulls back. It happens. I understand that. Right now we're also having a small pullback. Is this, you know, max euphoria up here that's gonna pull back all the way towards the downside? It can happen. As you can see right now, I am a little bit bullish, but I'm not euphoric. So, you know, I'm not in a place where I think right now that, you know, oh man, I should probably sell. This is so good. Like I'm nowhere even close to that. So, you know, I don't think if my emotional, you know, what do you call it? Emotional radio. Something like that is working, but we are definitely not in some way. Like over here, like I could sense that I want to sell. So when it's become to some kind of top, you know, and you hope like just one more move up, you know, that might be the case where it is the top. But I don't feel I'm like right there right now. This still going towards upside. Does look still very nice. It is still very nice chart. The chart is very bullish up here. You know, this last move up here, it goes with the volume towards the upside on the 4-hourly time frame. Up here we have been going up with the volume up here. Right now we are doing this move towards upside without actually that much volume, but you know, if this continues up, you'll see that the volume actually continues. So people are, you know, people are still in fear. Most people don't know how to draw the charts, how to read technical analysis. They don't understand the charts, so they are not actually, you know, buying and selling based on they're not buying and selling based on, you know, support and resistance level. They're buying and selling based on emotions. So right now they don't understand that we are going above very, very important crucial level, that we are breaking everything towards upside. They don't understand this. So when they don't understand that, they see green candle, they still in fear, they are still in panic mode, because right down here in panic mode, but right now they cannot believe that we are going towards upside. So they don't want to buy the green candle, right? So the volume is a little bit up, but as soon as you see the volume up here, you know, coming towards the upside, you know, that means that, you know, they can no longer sit on the sidelines on the fence and look at the volume going towards the upside. So volume going down, even an option can indicate that, you know, because oftentimes you'll see that these moves up here goes, you know, something like this. You know, you will get a place where the volume actually goes down while you are going towards the upside, but it might be this disbelief phase where people just don't believe it's going to continue towards the upside. Then it goes towards the upside, and then people FOMO in on the next stop up here, right? And then you get these, you know, tops that goes towards the upside, because you can see up here, you know, the bottoms down here, you know, they do happen, but once it, you know, hit, you know, these pivot points, the volume goes towards the upside. It is very normal move when it comes to these volume points. I would say volume pivot points, because even volume has these pivot points up here. Sorry about that. Even volume has these pivot points that are happening right on chart. The volume is not, you know, a straight line to, you know, the volume is not a moving average line that goes up and down slowly and stuff like that. It is these choppy moves. There will be, you know, places where there is less traffic than other places, so there is that. But it does look very, very good. But most people don't understand this. Like, we understand this because we know our technical analysis. We know how to draw the lines, how to look at the price, how to analyze the, you know, fear and greed. But most people don't know, so they don't understand what's happening. Crypto Savvy don't understand what's happening. If Crypto Savvy knew what was happening, he would be buying the bottoms. He would be changing, but most important thing, after we went from 16k to 25k, he would be changing his technical analysis. He would be changing his theory if he knew what he was doing, but he has no clue what he's doing with the charts. He's drawing lines, but he doesn't understand, guys. He doesn't understand. And there are a lot of other people that also draw lines that they don't understand. But if he knew, he would, you know, he would change his approach. He is still, you know, sticking to his guns. Yeah, 23k. Sorry, not 3k. We're going down, and he said, yeah, I'm gonna change if we close and open above the 25, 26k or something like that. There's that. Let me show you one more things, guys. Let me show you one more thing, because I've seen a lot of this pattern on the. I've seen a lot of this pattern on the. Something like this. It still might play out. As you can see here, we are hitting the resistance up here, you know, double top the resistance up here. We are still at the resistance, and slowly we are trying to break that. If you look at it on 4-hour time frame, maybe you can see it a little bit better. Maybe lines can be adjusted, but it looks like we are breaking a little bit up here. Might have some kind of, you know, pullback down here. Let's try to adjust a little bit better up here on the chart. What is the, like, tallest stop up here? The tallest stop up here is a little bit above ours. I don't think we can draw any kind of taller top up here where we pick up all the lines. So over here, this is the line, but you know, the line that actually gets the most peaks or the most respect is this line over here. And it looks like we are above that line. But this is what people are actually looking at right now. Not people, but you know, a lot of people, you know, tech analysis are looking at this and calling for this diamond pattern. Diamond pattern to play out. So there is definitely some kind of euphoria up here right now. Diamond pattern. Can this happen? It can, but we need to go back below the, you know, 23k, and that's actually going to be very, very terrible for the price. So if this does happen, this might actually be looking like, you know, reversal pattern. But we already know that if it starts going down, we just said, if it goes back below, you know, 23k, that's over here, that's this line. If it goes back below this line, we're already gonna know that it's very, very bad, because you're not supposed to do that. In a bullish trends, you're not supposed to break, you know, major support levels. So if you do break major support level, like, what kind of bullishness do you have on the chart? Right, so we already know that this only way this diamond pattern can play out if you do something like this up here and then go towards the upside. Just remove a little bit liners up here. So 23k is over here. So the only way this can actually play out if you do something like this up here and go towards us, because we do not want to, you know, break on the downside. Maybe there is some kind of X over here that goes down and hit it, and then you create this this diamond pattern, and then you go towards the upside. But we should not go back below 23k. But I do not look at this diamond pattern here. I do not believe in diamond pattern. People say the diamond pattern is the reversal pattern, so we're gonna dump down here, of course, towards the downside. But I've seen diamond patterns play towards the upside. But I'm not really big believer in the diamond patterns. I think this is something else, entirely something else up here. And what I believe this is actually a channel, and it is actually a beautiful channel. Over here, where was it? Something like this up here. There we go. Let me adjust the lines up here a little bit, because these lines go down there, this one goes up here, this bottom's down here. Give or take, give or take. Because this bottom line, this midline must also be confirmative of stuff, right? So I think this is a channel, right? This over here, I think this is a channel, and I think we are breaking the channel towards upside. But let me adjust it a little bit more, because this should be the line up here. So maybe something like this over here. I don't know how we drew it. Like this over here, maybe someplace, give or take. Yeah, it's nice top, bottom down here. Doesn't matter. We are in some kind of channel. I don't think this is what I was trying to say. I don't think this is a I don't think this is a diamond pattern, because this, you know, back down here, it only got 2 touches up here. It is nice, you know, trend line support, but it's not a diamond pattern because I don't see any kind of third hit up here. So what we have, you know, we have three hits over here, we have 3 hits up there, right? But I think this is still, you know, a very nice channel towards upside up here. We had a spring towards downside, we explode towards upside over here right now, hitting this resistance line. Depends, you know, a little bit how the channel is made, but I think it's a channel. So it's only a matter of time the way I see it. If it fails up here at the top, it can definitely happen. We don't want, the important thing is right now, like we said, we don't want to fall back below 23k. This is our support level right now. This is the major support level. If you do that, then, you know, all hell breaks loose. Black Swan event going down. But there is no reason, because we already did that. We already did the move towards downside. We already picked the liquidity that was being picked. So if you do go down there, number one, we will be breaking support, you know, major support levels. Number two, we are going down without actually considering liquidity. So there's something is really, really bad if you go back below 23k. Something is really, really bad. Breaking Silicon Valley Bank files for bankruptcy. Savvy, Soloway. The real big money won't go into... Yeah, Soloway. I haven't been watching Soloway for a while. I do know that he has the latest video on the... he has a video on YouTube on David Lin report. And he got a lot of views. So this is David Lin report. Where is Garrett Soloway? Just go to David Lin.
On the economy, all...
And let's go to videos. And up here, the first one. There we go. 9 days ago, 177,000 views.
The economy is filled...
Bitcoin to crash another 60%. So, another 60%. Garrett Soloway. New bull rally.
When you're executing any trade, and we'll get into the specifics later, but just...
But if you have the discipline to go by physical, mental stops, then you want to use mental stops versus physical.
All right, let's just...
Bitcoin outlook.
If you look at this M pattern, look at the M pattern, the second portion of the M is... And that's really what traders are going to...
But he was looking at this move towards downside. This move did drop down big time, but you know, 60%.
Panic below 10,000 because it breaks the even number. Those are the signals that I kind of pay attention to.
And 10K.
To that, which did mark a short-term low, but I still think you have to get to a point where, like a thing to that we're still red. You didn't get a crazy amount of panic. You still had a lot of bulls that were still ready to say, no, don't worry, this is going to be fine. It was kind of the closest thing to that, which did mark a short-term low, but I still think you have to get to a point where, like in 2019, when we were at the lows, I still vividly remember, you know, CNBC had talked about Bitcoin every day. And they had the ticker of what the Bitcoin price was every single day. And by 2018 into 19 in the bear market, they took it away and they never talked about it. And that was a signal to start accumulating. So essentially when everyone else turns ugly bearish, where they're starting to write it off, that's when an investor like myself starts to inch in. I also think you look for technical levels like the pierce of 10,000 to the 9,000 target. Think about how many stops will be right at that 10,000 level that'll get wiped out.
He's looking to 10 to 9,000. Wow. Okay, so I'm not saying it might happen, but before we get to 10 or 9K, we gotta break the 23K first, right? You gotta break the 23K first. Garrett calling for 9 to 12K once recession hits in second half of 2023. Now, he might be right if it's 2023, because we just talked about this pivot point, right? But not right now. That's the important thing. Like, we look at our charts, right? We said this move towards upside might, go to 30K, might go low higher, but we know that once we get this pivot point up here, wherever it is, then it can go down to whatever level, right? But not right now. That's the important thing. So he might be right, but you are missing the move from 16K to 30K because you are right on to 10K. So there is that. Hold in dollar cost average. The real big money won't go into Bitcoin unless they know who created it, how much of it really exists, and when creator plan to pull the plug. No, they are buying definitely. They don't care. Garrett is the best. I'm surprised Gort likes Garrett. Bitcoin won't be that ugly bearish. It's too popular, even in bear market. It's gone mainstream. Bitcoin will be going below 16k. Like, never say never, Linda. Never say never. The thing is that we just don't know. We just don't know. Because when if the ugly bear hits again, we just don't know where the bottom is, right? Can it go back to, and it's very dangerous to say it will never. You know, never say never. You know the thing, because it can actually do that. But what we're trying to figure out, is that when that's gonna start happening, when there is a probability for that, because right now there is no probability for the 10k. So it doesn't make any kind of sense to talk about 10k right now. I mean, it makes the great news, you know, and makes the great title for the news on the newspapers, but it doesn't make sense to talk about it now. Right now, the only thing that makes sense is breaking this 25 towards the upside, creating the pivot point. And after we create the pivot point that we've been talking an entire video right now about, is that when we can actually go down to the, you know, 10-12k. And the 10-12k, 3k really doesn't matter what kind of number it is, but that is the time that we can actually do another big move towards the downside. Especially with everything that's happening, the, you know, black swan events and stuff like that, it is the time where we can actually pull down quite low. So that's why I'm saying this pivot point is going to be created right now, wherever that is, and it's going to often, you know, goes through the expectation of what people think it's possible. So people might think, you know, right now, because people are still don't want to buy, they're saying 26 is the stop, 28, it's gonna hit 30 and it's gonna reverse up here. But when it starts breaking up here above, you know, 40, 44 levels, if it does that, that's when people are like getting into the fear that it's gonna continue towards upside and that's gonna reverse. Because you gotta understand, Crypto Savvy, Garrett Soloway, Capo, Bears, any bear on Twitter and everything else, they're not buying the pump. They're so convinced in their belief that this is gonna dump down that they do not wanna buy. So yeah, it can go up a little more, maybe to 28k. Yeah, it can go up a little bit more to 30k. It's gonna go down. We're gonna sell the top. So there's you know, shorting the 26. They're shorting 28. They're shorting the 30k, 32k. But there will come a point above certain level where they will no longer be able to short because the price is gonna go so fast up. They will be starting FOMOing because they will get the belief that it's just not gonna stop. It's gonna go parabolic. Once this happens, and once all the bears and all the worst critic of the crypto become bullish and, you know, change their minds towards upside, that is when we're gonna get the pivot point and go towards downside. But right now I just don't see it because the bears are still bears. Bears are pulling down. But the more resistance level we break, the more bears are gonna start FOMOing in, pushing price higher and higher. Right now the 25 is breaking. The shorts are having a very hard time holding these levels. They are still believing that, you know, this is gonna for some reason, you know, just get rejected by, you know, certain important level towards upside. And there is a lot of important levels towards the upside, like there is both moving averages and you know, horizontal resistance line and the trend lines, and everything can get us rejected. And that's gonna be their hopium that we are gonna reverse. But the higher we go, the faster the price will go, and at one point they will be no longer in a position where they can say, you know, it's gonna go down. Once they do that, that's when we're gonna go down. Once they FOMO in, that's when we're gonna go down. At least that's my take. So right now we are at crucial levels up here, but the most important thing up here right now, and that we cannot and should not disregard, is that right now we are breaking the 50 and the 200 moving average. The important part also about this, although we are, you know, bullish right now, we have to know that one candle breaking towards upside is not enough. We also have to know that we have still 2 days left before this can actually pull back and, you know, create a big huge week on the upside and go down. Like, it can happen, but, you know, we know that, you know, 23k is our level of rejection. We do not want to ever go back below 23k because that's very, very bad. We already know that. So yeah, we can experience pullbacks, we can experience consolidation up here as well, we can experience moves down, but we do not want to close back down here below, down there. That would be bad. And right now that didn't happen just yet. So we have a room a little bit to you know, fluctuate towards upside and downside a little bit, right? We have a room to fluctuate a little bit towards upside and downside, but this looks, you know, extremely nice. Extremely nice. And as long as we can actually close above these levels, first of all the 24.3 level up here, as long as we can close above the weekly and close above these moving average, this is stupidly bullish towards the upside. So The date is the date to remember is April, not 17. Let's go to the daily time frame. The date to remember is April 2022. It is the new moon. Here we can also put the moon chart up here on the chart right now. So we got a new moon, full moon, new moon, full moon. Really soon coming is a new moon, and then we're having a full moon up here. So I might go something like this up here, full moon up here, and on the new moon, on the 20th of April, there will be a very special event happening. Number one, we are getting the new moon. Number two, we're getting eclipse. Eclipses are very, very bad. This is solar eclipse. And it might be at point where we're gonna reach some kind of top. So as you know, everybody following this channel, that we like the moons, we like the eclipses, we like the planets. If you don't know yet, the 21st or actually 22nd, we knew something big is gonna happen on that thing, because the lines of the planets were in line. It was very, very special event. We've been calling for 22 November, 22/11/22 for a long time, and it is the bottom of the Bitcoin right now, and it's still staying as the bottom of the Bitcoin, and it does not look like it's gonna be broken just yet. So anyway, that was amazing. Yeah, exactly on the dollar. We've been calling 22nd November for a long time. So we do believe in the planets and the moons and astrology, because these things are affecting you know, our beliefs about how stuff is going. They're also helping us, you know, be you know, happy and sad and stuff like that. But there are also a lot of, you know, very, very rich people, billionaires, trillionaires, that believe and like you know, moving with astrology. So they are moving in the markets. So what we know right now is that April 20 is gonna be very, very special event. April 20 is gonna be a very special event. We're getting a new moon and an eclipse at the same time. I'm gonna show you up here. So over here we got a April 20 new moon, but also April 20 is hybrid solar eclipse at the same time. And if we get some kind of top up there, it is important to know that just maybe, that's gonna be the dumb day. Yeah, that was amazing. There's a big astrological events happening this month. Pluto moves into Aquarius, I think, which means everybody will affect by something. Yeah, so there is a lot of so when it comes to astrology, if you follow that girl Maren on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok, right? She does all of these, you know, astrological events and stuff like that. And I think there is a lot of astrological events that have zero impact on the market, but there are some big events that do actually have impact on market. One of these events is the moons, but not all the moons. We got a micro moons and macro moons, right? Micro moons and super moons, and we got the new moons and full moons, and we got eclipses, solar eclipse and earth eclipse, right? Moon eclipse, right? So we got these, you know, very special big events. We got also when planets align with each other, when planets are, you know, in certain very special way that happens very, very rarely. So these very rare occasions are actually very interesting to us, right? So we're not looking to, you know, figure out every single move of every planet, of every moon, you know, rotation. It's not about that. It's just finding these special events that signify something. You know, billionaires is gonna look at this and think like, oh, that's gonna be very, very special, right? So that's the, just watch Save His Lights video. Now I'm bearish. Maybe I'll wait for 3K Bitcoin. He is bearish. He's been bearish for a long time. If I said, like, if bears win this one over here, and you know, down here they started winning down here, and you know, we just had the spring towards the upside, so they almost got the chance to win. BlackRock bought Bitcoin. They are the big money. Stop listening to the mess of YouTubers splitting us. No. When it comes to BlackRock, anything I know that people like to look at, you know, rich people and rich hedge funds and look what they are buying. But you gotta know that BlackRock and Vanguard are buying everything. It really doesn't matter whether it's a good asset or a bad asset. They are just buying everything across the board. They are 20 trillion or something like that, you know, together companies. They are buying everything, not just Bitcoin. Do you think really that, you know, big money is gonna stay out of something as speculative and new as blockchain? No. they're gonna be buying everything, and they are buying everything. So, but looking at what they are buying is actually not a good thing, because they have so much money that really they don't care anymore. They're just buying across the board everything, because they know that, you know, stuff get cheap, you know, just buy a whole bunch of stuff, you know, and then, you know, something will go well, something not, we're gonna write it off, you know, this is gonna perform better, this is gonna cover our losses, everything will go towards upside, you know, that's how they're thinking. So when it comes to what BlackRock is buying and these big, you know, it's not really important. We never lost faith in the moons. There has only been a couple that didn't work. Yeah, we never lost faith. The moons are actually nice, but when it goes sideways, the moons are a little bit sketchy. But the moons are very much, you know, confirmatory in a strong trend towards upside and downside. So we like the moons in a strong trend. So inflation never going to stop on the dollar. CK is the antidote to feeling bearish. Yeah, so you got CK. He's always like 250k. It doesn't matter, but he also, you know, he swings. He knows also that, you know, we can go down a little bit. Anything else in the chat, guys? Dumping star Garrett is the best. Bitcoin won't be ugly bearish. It's too popular. Even the bear market is going mainstream. Not yet, but you're gonna see, guys. To end the stream with this over here, I just clean up everything. It looks good. Small time frames might fluctuate. It might get you out. We know that on the big time frames, let's go to the big time frames up here. You know, fluctuation might get you out of the market, right? Small time frames might get you bearish. News might get you bearish. Our TA Fans Club motto is don't read the news, read the charts. So we know that we are stupidly bullish right now. Not stupidly bullish, but we are getting stupidly bullish right now. We are breaking a lot of stuff. We also know that this candle is not closed on the weekly time frame. We want this candle to close above 200 moving average. We want this candle to close above 200 moving average, and we want the next candle to stay above what's that? We want the next candle to stay above, over here, above 25.3 levels, right? So not only do we want this candle in the next 2 days to close above the 25.3, we also want it to stay up there, right? And the next thing we do know is that we do not, under any circumstance, want to fall back below 23k, right? As we saw, the very important moving average is up here. We do not, like, we already touched the 20, but going back down below 23k is actually a very, very bad move. Doesn't matter how you look at it. Doesn't matter how you look at it. Also, on the weekly time frame, I just remember, on the weekly time frame, we can actually make a very nice trend over here. Something like this. Is it even, you know, more skewed to our upside up here? Yeah, it might be like something like this up here. You can see up here that we are breaking a little bit towards. Let's see how this actually looks. Yeah, that's the trend over here, right? That's the trend, because these two ups here, tops up here, and then you got these tops up here. Yeah, this is the trend right now. So you can see up here that we fell out of the triangle. Sorry, this channel up here. This is a weekly channel. This weekly channel confirms it very nicely down here. Very nice, you know, very nice touches up here. Also, this line up here, very nice. So this weekly trend up here, this weekly channel up here, we fell out of it, and then we just zoomed, you know, towards the top up here. Even with this week up here right now, we're above, but we know that we still have 2 days left, guys. We know still that we have 2 days left. So we are, you know, hoping that this is gonna, you know, play out. But best case scenario, and we know that, you know, this is a long-term play. 25.3, we need to stay above that with the weekly candle. We still got higher highs up here. Oh, there's one thing I want to check out. Yeah, so we are still right now at 62 up here. There's no divergence up here on the chart. So RSI looks very nice. There is no overextensions up here on the chart. Over here right now, there are no big overextensions up here. Over here there was a little bit extension, then we pulled back, and right now we're going again towards upside. So there are no overextensions. And the most important thing up here, guys, the most important thing up here is the MACD. So we are looking for the MACD to, I'm a little bit unsure whether this is actually going to go above the zero line over here. So I'm still thinking that this has, you know, although it is doing this move up here above the zero line, I still think that we can go up for a couple of weeks and do the turnaround towards downside over here, right? I still think that actually that might be the case. So the orange line on the MACD is very important. You want the blue line doesn't matter. You want this orange line to cross above the zero line. So this can still, you know, go towards upside up here for the next couple of weeks, because it's a slow moving, you know, move. You can go like, you know, very fast up here, you know, next week and the next week, you know, you might get very, very high up here. and you might see this, you know, exploding towards upside, and suddenly, you hit some kind of pivot point, and then suddenly you see it hit some kind of pivot point up here, right? And then although it's expanding, it suddenly, you know, goes, you know, towards downside over here, right? And then you're back below zero line again, because these fake outs, you know, might actually happen. These fake outs might actually happen. Like over here, we had this couple of moves down here, right? We went below zero line and then, you know, moved back up, and then second time back below zero and moved up. But oftentimes, once you are below or above, you know, that's the place where you feel bullish, right? So can we go in the next couple of weeks up here towards upside up here? April, 10 April, like next 3 weeks, you will see, you know, could we have, you know, 26% candles? I think we can, especially because oftentimes when you have some kind of big moves towards upside, you see that these first candles are not that, you know, strong. This is 20% candle, but maybe next week there's gonna be like 28% candle, and the next week after that it's gonna be, you know, 30% candle, and then you get this blow off top up here, you know, 37% candle up here, and then it goes towards upside. So in a couple of weeks, you know, this can go very fast up and very fast down as well. How it's gonna play out, we don't know. That's the big problem. How it's gonna actually play out, we don't know. But we are following the charts. We are looking at the weekly time frames. We are looking at the daily time frames. We are looking for something that tells us that the trend is broken. And right now the trend is not broken. The trend is intact up here. You can see also this line on the bottom side is actually very, very nice. We can actually do this up here. Something like this, give or take. So it might be in this channel up here, right? And then if this channel over here breaks towards upside, I might increase the speed towards upside, right? Doesn't matter. It looks good. We know. 20th April. So, guys, we won't drop, just consolidate lower for a while before breaking out. Stochastic RSI overbought on all significant time except for 6 hour. Stochastic RSI. Let's check out stochastic RSI. Stochastic RSI. Well, significant time frames that we are talking about is the daily. Yes, we are up here, but the daily can persist for a while, man. The daily can persist for a while. Over here, look here. I want to show you the stochastic RSI. So you see up here, overbought on the RSI up here, start up here. So this is where you became overbought on the RSI. You understand that? Stochastic RSI. In this move towards upside, this is the place where you got overbought. Okay, you understand what I'm talking about when it comes to looking at indicators to tell you whether this is going to continue, whether you are overbought, oversold. Because right now you are overestimating the indicators, and that's the very, very bad thing to do. In bullish trends and in very strong bearish trends, strong trends generally don't care about overextensions. They don't care about oversold, overbought levels. They pump into that direction regardless of how many divergences you have. They pump regardless of how many oversold level you have. Doesn't matter what it is, right? Because you see down here, we came into these oversold. This is daily time frame. So this move up here might actually continue, and this is just gonna do like this over here. It really doesn't matter. Stochastic is not actually good for that. Weekly time frame up here. We down here we started going towards upside up here. Already down here we moved on, but you can see that this bottom down here, although it goes towards downside, like it continues for a while. Guys, accumulation phase is about to end the way I see it. Of course, not financial advice and all that shebang. Financial advice. Accumulation phase is about to end, and I think it's only a matter of time before we move, to 30k higher than that. And it's only a matter of time before everybody becomes too bullish. Now the financial crisis is still upon us, so it might get a lot worse than it is. So do know that. Okay, I'm gonna go do other stuff. Guys, thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna see you around. There will be more streams, more talk in the chat, more talk on Twitter. Also on Twitter right now, at least from what I see, a lot of YouTubers are getting sued for shilling FTX. BitBoy, Andre Jin, not Garrett, but that G guy, I always forget his name. A lot of YouTubers are getting for shilling the, so I have been shilling Bybit, I've been shilling KuCoin, guys, but not financial advice. Of course, I'm shilling, you know, exchanges. Don't have money on the exchange. As long as these exchanges don't go down, nobody's gonna sue me in a class action lawsuit. So you know, guys, make sure to don't FUD too much by, you know, Bybit and KuCoin, because those are the two exchanges I've been shilling. I don't shill exchange, but you know, the trading on these exchanges are actually good. Yeah, Graham, yeah. So hopefully Bybit and KuCoin don't go down, so I then get sued. So there is that. I don't think I've shilled anything else besides those things, but I'm not chill. I think that are still good exchange. Like KuCoin is very nice to pick up, you know, altcoins. Bybit is the best way exchange to, you know, for trading the way I see it. But you know, don't be stupid with your money. You know, there's that. Okay, guys, I gotta go. What we gonna play on the outro? We gotta play something nice on the outro. Are we gonna play Solar? Solar is always good. Where is Solar? Here's Solar. We're gonna play Solar on outro because, you know, it's always such a, you know, how you gonna say, enthusiasm builder. I woke up late. I'll watch the entire stream now from the beginning. Elmo, do that. It's interesting stream. Nice stream, thanks. Guys, thanks for stopping by. It's only a little bit more before everybody FOMOs in. I'll see you around, guys. Bye-bye.